What happened?
We was in the explosion. We was in the lobby and the third explosion, the whole lobby collapsed on us.
What was it like? What was it like?
Horrible.
It's like hell.
You don't want to know.
The whole building just collapsed on us inside the lobby.
Was that a secondary explosion?
Yes, it was.
That was the.
Planned probably?
Yeah, definitely secondary explosion. But we was inside waiting to go upstairs, and on the way upstairs, the whole fucking plane blew. And we just collapsed on everybody inside the lobby.
Similar to the first tower coming down, secondary?
I don't know about the first one, but I know the second one was terrible. Then there was a third one too after that one.
Third explosion after that?
That's right. Everybody was inside the building, waiting to go upstairs, and they just let loose. Everything just let loose inside the building.
So what you told me is that there was the plane or whatever hit the building, then a secondary explosion.
It was like 3 explosions after that. We came in after the fire. We came when the fire was going on already. We was in the staging area inside the building, waiting to go upstairs. Then they exploded. The whole lobby collapsed on the lobby inside.
And it's just mayhem after that?
Just man, everybody tried to make their way out.
Just trying to help all the brothers get out.
A lot of people trapped inside.
I was sitting in the Brooklyn Navy Yard, crossing Brooklyn. We watched the first explosion. As we're watching the buildings, we saw a black, very large airplane fly right into the second building. Came at it south, right in front of our eyes. Just, it was so surreal, like a movie set.
Second and third explosions also, right?
We were in the building for the third one. It collapsed. I was on this drive here for the other one.
People don't understand. There may be more. Any one of these fucking buildings could blow up. This ain't done yet.
This is on top of this. This couldn't be no worse than this. Couldn't be nothing no more worse than this. You're in the building trying to help people, and it's exploding on your side of the building. So I don't think it can get any worse than this.
That I'm sure you can't show everybody, but this goes back to 9/11. We don't want to go to John Kennedy yet, because what you have to say about 9/11, there's a photograph of one of the towers, and after the plane hits it, I don't know what the time span is there, but eventually...
That's when it's alleged to be collapsing. It's an hour or two after it was struck.
But Jesse is a detonation specialist. What was your specialty?
Well, I'm a member of the Navy Underwater Demolition SEAL team, and we know how to blow things up.
All right, so in this particular photograph, what do you suggest?
Well, in the photograph, I carry it in my wallet, and it's a photograph of one of the towers as it collapses. And when I professionally look at that photo, that is not a collapse, that's an explosion. It's not collapsing, it's exploding.
You're saying the building was wired, or what do you suggest?
Yeah, I'm saying that they were brought down. We also, when I did my show, we have a tape that the BBC wouldn't allow us to use. And it's a reporter talking back to England, London. She talks for 7.5 minutes about a third building that has fallen. We all know World Trade, many of you maybe don't know. A third building went down that day. World Trade Center Building 7 collapsed that afternoon. It was not struck by a plane, and it went down 49 stories in 7 seconds. That's as fast as I used to free fall when I jumped from an airplane. Now, basic physics tells you when a moving object collapses or hits one that's not moving, it's going to slow down. How does something slow down when it collapses in 7 seconds? It collapsed at free fall speed. Well, she goes on for 7.5 minutes and then ends it. Well, the problem was this. On the tape, there's what time it is. It's at 4:50 in the afternoon. And while she does this whole 7.5 minute report, Building 7's right behind her. It hasn't collapsed yet. It collapsed at 5:20, 30 minutes later. We wanted to know who told you it collapsed 30 minutes before it did. Does anyone like me find that a bit intriguing? How could someone report on a collapsed building before it collapses without someone knowing it's going to? And how would they know it was going to? This building wasn't struck by a plane. This building's the farthest one out in the World Trade Center complex. Other buildings were damaged 10 times worse. They didn't collapse, yet this one went down in 7 seconds. And well, here's a gentleman going, I never knew that. And that's the problem. Everybody here, what they know about 9/11, they know from soundbite media and what the government's told you. I've been studying it now for 3 years. And there's a lot more to it than what soundbite news has told you about.
How are they able to keep all this quiet?
Well, who's going to admit it? Somebody wants to admit to first-degree murder, or participating, or having knowledge of. Remember, if you're a conspirator, it doesn't mean you have to pull the trigger. It means you know about it and you're as guilty as the guy who does pull the trigger. And so, who's going to come forward and say, well, yeah, you know, I was part of that? Well, it's not going to happen. But if you apply a little common sense, use a little logic, and take your emotions out of it, and look at it from a logical, unemotional position, well, I'll give you another quick example. How many are aware of the Huffington Post? Well, the Huffington Post, Ariana had been on my case for 2 years to contribute, so I finally did. I wrote an article for it, and within 2 hours, they printed it and posted it for 2 hours, then they removed it, and they censored me. The Huffington Post censored me because they said we don't do conspiracy theories. Well, what I wrote about was not a conspiracy theory. What I wrote about was something mainstream media failed to cover, and that was that in San Francisco, I believe it was 1,000 to 2,000 architects and engineers signed a petition demanding for a new investigation of 9/11 because these architects and engineers stated unequivocally the building could not come down the way they told us. Now, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's an event that took place in San Francisco. Why should I be censored over something that happened? So that's what you deal with.
Where did the censoring come from, do you think?
Well, whoever runs the Huffington Post. I
No,
don't
somebody
know.
bigger than that.
I haven't written for them since, and wait till I run into Ariana the next time.
Let's go to...
Looking like a Three Stooges movie covered in plastic, I swear to God. But he got a good thing, man. That's some good shit. Then we went back there. Whoa, 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 whoa!